Hello, today I'm going to show you how to set up file paths and custom indicators in Insider Risk Management. To configure the custom file path, you need to go to the IRM global settings. But why would you want to leverage this functionality? A good example would be if you have a large number of files being backed up to a designated network drive. For instance, it could be the ATIP related files. These authorized activities trigger thousands of alerts. You want to make sure that these activities are ignored so that your analysts and investigators are not overwhelmed with false alerts. IRM provides you with two options to exclude the network drives from the Insider Risk Management policies. First option is the file paths in the detection groups. Once configured, file path groups can be used to define the indicator variants, which can help to ensure that your policies detect or ignore user activity that is related to this specific file path. I'm going to use a local machine example here because I'm not connected to any network. Note that you can add multiple file paths to the file path group. I'm going to show you how to create a custom indicator or indicator variant in a few minutes after I cover the global exclusions file path. In the global exclusions section, we can configure either the individual path or the file path groups. The file path configured in this section will be ignored and will not generate any alerts. Okay, so we have detection groups and global exclusions. We can define the file path in either place. So which one you're going to use? If you define the file path here in the global exclusions, this file path will be removed from all IRM policies. Any activity that is occurring within this excluded network drive will not be monitored. The file paths in the global exclusion are easy to configure. You configure and forget about them, and there is less maintenance. But for the specific cases, we need to be able to allow granularity at the policy level. While global exclusions apply across all Insider Risk Management policies, using file path in detection groups will allow for policy-specific configuration, meaning you can monitor network drives in some policies and exclude them in others. This flexibility is particularly important when dealing with the users who are authorized to transfer data to the network drives as part of their regular workflow. We want to make sure that these specific users are excluded from the policies. If you don't do that, the activities of these users would generate thousands of unnecessary alerts and will overwhelm analysts and make real risks harder to detect. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to create the custom indicator, and then we're going to reuse this custom indicator for our file paths that we will create in the detection groups. In the IRM global settings, locate the Policy Indicators menu item and select it. Select the New Indicator Variant option. In the New Indicator Variant flyout panel, expand the Base Indicator drop-down list to view all available indicators that can be used with file paths. These indicators define how Insider Risk Management tracks and analyzes file activities related to the specified paths. For this example, I am selecting Creating or Transferring Files to a Network Share as the base indicator. This will allow monitoring of the file movements to the designated network locations. Name your indicator and provide brief description. Note the Define Activity to Detect option. Here you can specify if you want to ignore activity involving items in selected groups, which is our network drive, or you want to only detect activity involving items in the selected groups. This selection controls whether the policy excludes or prioritizes monitoring for the specified file paths. Since we want to exclude this file path, we will select the Ignore Activity option. This ensures that any activity involving items in this selected file path group will not trigger any alerts. Expand the Select Detection Groups options. You will notice that the panel contains file type groups, keyword groups, and sensitive info type groups. Disregard all of these options and select the file path group that you configured. So we successfully created a custom indicator, but we need to make sure that we are using it in a policy. Okay, so here I created the IRM policy based on the data leaks policy template. Okay, I'm just going to scroll through the wizard screens and click next. When you reach the indicator screen in the policy creation wizard, expand the device indicator section. Note, next to creating or transferring files to a network share, you'll see there is a 4 out of 4 selected appearing next to it. And that is the only indicator that has these numbers next to it. And that means that it has custom indicators or custom variants. Note that you would normally see 2 out of 2, not 4 out of 4. The reason being is that I created 2 more variants when I was configuring the IRM's file path. But if you created only one variant, you're going to have 2 out of 2. Why 2? Why not 1? Whenever you create a custom indicator, the base indicator is added here. To ensure the policy effectively applies the exclusion, the base indicator should be removed, and only the custom indicator created for the exclusion path should be selected. So here it is, we configured the policy. Additionally, you can add the specific users that this policy applies to. You can delete indicators in the Policy Indicators section within the IRM Global Settings. To do this, expand the applicable indicator section and locate the base indicator that was used to create the indicator variants. Since the base indicator cannot be modified, only the variants can be edited or deleted. Click on the variants to open the indicator variants flyout panel. Here you have the option to either edit or delete any of the variants as needed. So what happens when you delete a custom indicator variant used in a policy? If a custom indicator variant is deleted while it is actively used in a policy and you return to that policy, you'll find that the indicator will be unchecked. This means that the policy no longer monitors the activities associated with that custom indicator. This is a critical detail for IRM policy management. Before deleting any custom indicator variant, always check which policy it is applied to. It is important that you document your existing IRM policies and their settings to know which custom indicators it uses. And this concludes today's video. Thank you for watching.